si G Tanji. Kasama natin ngayong araw na ito mga Pinay entrepreneurs on the show. Kristine Dela Cruz is the owner of Creme Caramel LA, a former farmers market booth, and it's a custard plus confection bake shop in Sherman Oaks. Since 2010, their creme caramels, custard pies, and bread puddings formed the base of their sweet offerings. And since opening their storefront in 2013, they've expanded their menu to savory quiches and stratas and other delectable baked goods using traditional and Filipino ingredients and recipes. Also joining us is Karena Higgins, who is a culture enthusiast and loves creating, designing many things Filipino. Her latest venture is Swirly Celebrations, mixing customs and culture. She's created 22 styles of mix and match cultural cake toppers and bottle stoppers, including Korean, Mexican, Vietnamese, and even Jewish. Well, they're function as both, but overall they are a wonderful keepsake memory. So they're here on the show. Welcome, ladies.
Hi, thanks for having us.
Go Pinay power, yeah? All right, well, whenever I hear stories of Filipinas that are out there in business, it's really inspiring because, let's face it, as a Pinay business owner, you've got a lot of challenges ahead of you, right?
Yes, absolutely.
But before we talk about the challenges of having your own business as a Pinay entrepreneur, I want to understand, where are your parents or families from in the Philippines?
My father's from Pangasinan and my mom is from San Juan, Batangas.
Okay, represent Batangueña. All right. And what about you?
Same thing, Batangueño. Woo!
All right. This is a lot of Batangueña for you, okay?
It's going to be a lot of loud
Batangas.
And your father is from?
Canada. He's
Okay.
Canadian. I'm half Canadian, half Filipina.
Okay, so just like me, I'm a mutt.
Yeah, we're mestiza.
That's right.
Yes.
Okay, so having a business is a challenge for anybody, but as a Pinay entrepreneur, I want to understand, what are the biggest challenges?
Well, for me, being a Pinay entrepreneur,
Entrepreneur, I like
yes. Well, I think it's just, I do things for our community, and our community doesn't know about it like right away as in mainstream. So it's a challenge for us to kind of promote and advertise and get out to our community, but for everybody. But it's specifically first for our community, and then after, I think it's a challenge to get them to know about the product.
Right.
That's pretty much it.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what about you, Kristine?
Well, I think it continuously is a getting over the traditional items that are traditionally Filipino desserts, like the ube halaya, the sandoval, which are all delicious desserts, but we're doing a different take on it. So when a lot of Filipinos come, they see the ube, and they're like, oh, that's awesome, it's ube. The ube leche flan, they're like, that's even more awesome. So I think we're able to flip the script a little bit about what is a traditional Filipino dessert by incorporating more mainstream kind of desserts.
Right, because let's face it, we're all Filipinas, both of you are business owners, and yet the Filipino community is not the only community that your products serve.
Absolutely.
No.
Right?
Yes.
So how do you make sort of your business able to reach out to the community, but at the same time, it's broader than just the Filipino community?
Right.
That's the challenge, right?
Yeah, to embrace everybody while highlighting our own community culture, but we want everybody to be included because we're all mixed up. We're all like swirly.
Yes, and even if you're both your parents are from the Philippines,
Right.
you're Filipina American. I
am.
mean, you grew up here, so
Right.
it's a different sensibility as opposed to being Pinay, right?
It is. Part of it is we didn't start off as targeting the Filipino audience, and part of it was because we knew that we had to go mainstream in order to come back to the Filipino community. Part of it's because we wanted to get as much Filipino ingredients out there, to have as many people who are non-Filipino try it, because once it's out in the mainstream, it's easier to come back to the Filipino community with something that's like, hey, it's working outside of the traditional desserts that we normally do. So let's do something here that's a little different, but at the same time a little bit familiar too with the ingredients.
Yes, well, the two of you are obviously representing.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, that's an understatement. You're representing our culture to the entire community, of America, and that's that's huge.
Well, it's a celebration, right? We want to celebrate our culture, everybody, well, together. Everybody together, yet we want to highlight ours also first. Well, and then go back out to everybody else and bring them back into ours again.
Right. No, okay, so how long has your businesses been around?
Mine's a startup, so we just launched. I thought about it in 2012, 13, and then we just got it going. And so it's totally brand new.
Hey, we're so excited that you've decided to share this wonderful news on Kababayan Today. Awesome. And then you've been around for quite some time because I actually went to a pop-up years ago
awesome.
and your leche flan was there. I was like, well, who made this leche flan? You know, I remember this specifically. So how long has it been?
Well, we've been in business since 2010, and we started out at farmers markets. And part of it is because we wanted to build our customer base in addition to just be a test market and build our brand. Our name is Crème Caramel LA, and that's the French version of custard. But we always start off with say this base custard is based on my family's Filipino leche flan recipe, and my aunt and uncle adapted it so it's French custard in texture. So it's a Filipino-French hybrid of a custard. Still has that Filipino taste, but French texture. So the sensibility of the desserts is at the heart, you know, Filipino. But at the same time, it's been interesting because we've been doing turon, ube.
Oh, you're making me hungry already, Kristine.
But it's not even in traditional ways. We do turon bread pudding. We have a Spanish tortilla, which is like the Filipino torta, but we have it with longanisa and spicy kale because, you know, the bad and the good all in one.
Okay, you're making me so hungry right now. Okay, when we return on the show, we're going to be talking about the products specifically, just like Kristine mentioned here on Kababayan Today. You won't want to miss it. We'll be right back.